Hi everyone, happy Thursday. It is, as I said, Thursday, January 25th, 2018. I thought I'd share today some of the tools that I use most often in my furniture and my wall finishes. Usually what happens is people see me do stuff and they ask me about the tools, where I get them, which are my favorites. So I thought I'd make a video sharing all of that, and feel free to ask any questions if you'd like. Hopefully, I will see if you're commenting. It hasn't always worked in the past. I haven't been able to always see things. So for whatever reason, if I can't see something that you have to say, I will do my best to answer it later once I've posted the video. And I promise I will follow up with anybody who asks anything. I will do my best to answer them now. So here we go. One of my first and foremost go-to tools is Glad Press and Seal. For those not familiar with it, it is pretty much what it says. It's a plastic wrap that has a little bit of a sticky adhesive on the back so that anything I want to seal up on a job site, I just wrap it up in this, press it, it stays damp, it keeps it from messing up other things. I often take rollers home with this, clean my rollers out in my studio, wrap paint brushes up, do that sort of thing so that nothing stays on the job that gets dried out, but I also don't have to use clients' sinks to try to clean up my own mess, because not every client's really happy with you taking your brushes and washing them in their sink. Quite frankly, some of the stuff you use is not great for it. So here's how I deal with it. Hey Rhonda, nice to see you. Yay, I'm getting messages showing up. I'm so excited. I didn't get any the other day that I could read. So like I said, Glad Press and Seal, it's the best stuff on the face of the earth for job sites. Saves a lot of dirt and mess. Now, I mentioned cleanup. So one of my favorite things to clean up, I don't throw away my roller covers if I can avoid it. I have this thing. It's called a spin out. And this, I don't have one of those fancy sprayers attached into my sink. Hey Tosh, how are you? It has a threaded cap and it screws right onto your sink. And what it has inside, I don't know if you can see this, I'm gonna try, because mine's pretty well used. So right in here is a bunch of sprayers. And you run the water through it, and then you take your roller either full size, because it's got the slots on either side, and you stick your roller up in here, and that water will spin. You can't really see this from here, but the water comes out and it spins the roller like this and penetrates really super deep, washes all of the paint out. You pull it away from this roller, the spray a little bit, and it spins the roller out, so it spins all the water out, and you've got a brand clean, fluffy roller. Now, I'm going to give everybody websites for things like that I come up with. So this one is called spinoutusa.com. Now, I don't know if you're getting this stuff straight, because when I look at it pointing at me, it looks reversed. So, but I will also, later on, once I've posted this and gone back, I will give all the websites that I'm putting down. I will post them. But for Spinout, it's spinoutusa.com. The tool costs about $19.95 plus shipping and handling. I can guarantee you it has saved me way, way, way more than that by not having to buy more roller heads. Otherwise, I'd be going through these little things like crazy, which of course brings me to my next favorite tool, the Whiz roller. Whiz is the brand. Some people call them hot dog rollers. Some people call them Jimmy rollers. It's a 4-inch roller handle and a 4-inch roller cover. They come in different covers too. You can get something, this is the standard one. This handle's a little dirty, so it doesn't want to spin real well, but this is the standard cover. Then Whiz specifically makes a roller head called a Super Zorb, which is designed to absorb thinner top coats and stuff and rolls right on. They also have a velvet or a flocked, some different people call it different things. It's kind of a pink roller, very low, velvety, flocked kind of nap. I don't use it for a whole lot of things because I don't find it absorbs much, so it doesn't take things very far, but it's very low nap, so you get very little dimpling. The one roller that goes with this kind of handle that I don't ever seem to use is the sponge roller. Sorry, for some reason things pop up on my phone and I have to make them go away. I don't like sponge rollers for the simple reason that the sponges, those cells in there, create bubbles. So it creates bubbles in whatever I'm rolling on my surface. It's the same reason I rarely use a sponge brush. I find them wasteful. I don't get the finishes that I like out of them. Everything gets kind of spongy, foamy, bubbly, and so I skip those. But 99% of my work on my furniture and even on walls, whiz roller, standard nap. Looks like it's like a shaggy dog. Favorite thing ever. I can do whole walls with these. If I need to do multiple textures, I'll take a couple of these. You know, if I need to do random rolling, not multiple textures, random rolling, I'll take it and I'll be going like this with a couple of them in my hands. It's a great way to work. So there's that. And I don't need to give you the website for these because you can buy them at Home Depot, you can buy them at Menards, you can buy them at Lowe's, you can buy them at any paint distributor all over the place. Another one of my favorite tools, and these don't cost you anything except when you're paying for the room. Hotel room keys, club keys, movie club, you know, anything that's expired. Old expired credit cards. I use these for a lot of different reasons. I use them to apply bead gel through stencils. I use them to reach into small places like the crevices that happen sometimes between a door frame and a wall corner. I can cut them up. They're super flexible. They're free. And if I ruin one, I haven't spent a dime, so they just go in the garbage. My mom, when she was still alive, used to save all her room keys from everywhere she traveled and put them in my Christmas stocking. So every year I got a bundle like this because she traveled a lot. Free tools, you can't beat them. I live for them. Every time somebody runs out of their Starbucks card, I'm like, give me your card, don't turn it in. So I take the old Starbucks cards. Free tool, but very, very, very useful. For furniture painting, I usually have, I know everybody has favorite brushes and stuff that they love to use. Hey Ann, how are you? My preference is not standard paint brushes. It's actually artist brushes. And these are the two that I use the most. These are called Blick's Mega Brushes. And you get them from dickblick.com or your local Dick Blick store. And they run anywhere from, I don't know, $11 to $13 depending on the size. The reason I like them is that they are better bristle. They're finer. I don't know if I can get this up close enough so you can see it and not have it blur. But they're a fine bristle. These are the stiff synthetic ones. This is more of a wash brush. And I find that it lays the paint down smoother. Now these do come wider. I can get one that's almost this wide, you know, about double. This is the 30s. There comes in a 40 and a 50 too, I believe. Worth every penny. They're not as expensive as, say, a Purdy, but they last me forever because I'm a maniac about cleaning my brushes. I use them to top coat things. I use them to brush the legs and stuff. Furniture has a lot of little tiny detailed areas that I don't find I do as well with big, heavy standard painter's brushes. I think the bristles are a little too heavy. I'm not crazy about them. The artist brush seemed to fit into those nooks and crannies better. Now, if I need a bigger surface, I can always use a bigger brush. I don't often spray furniture because it's kind of a pain in the neck, although you did see me with the Wagner sprayer in my last video, and I was perfectly fine with that. Another favorite tool, because I do a lot of plastering. Believe it or not, I do a lot of plastering and stuff on furniture. And obviously, I do a lot of it on walls. So I have trowels that I like. The first one is the Japan scraper. This one just happens to be an old one that I got from a product called Caustico when I first bought their test kit. It still ended up being my favorite, but you can also get sets of them made in Germany, but we call them Japan scrapers because they look a little like the hibachi knives from the Japanese restaurants where they start throwing the food around. I buy sets of them when this is my old one that sticks around forever, but I've bought replacement sets because I need different sizes, and I buy them from Martin Hirsch at fauxmarketplace.com. Again, if this is showing up in reverse, I will list every single website after I'm done with this. So fauxmarketplace.com, he sells them in sets of, I think, 3 or 4. Can't remember completely off top of my head, but they are great for working in detail. They're great because they have this nice flexible blade on them. Worked in small spaces. Sometimes you just need something different than a regular trowel. The other thing that I get a lot of from Faux Marketplace is his own special product, the Neon Leon. And as you can tell, I use mine a lot because it's not pretty. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. The bristles are stained, but because these bristles are soft and synthetic, I can put cleaner on here and leave it to soak and then take it out to dry, and it's good as new. I live for these. There's very few times that I need any other kind of stippling brush. Hey Julie, hey Karen, nice to see you here. So I use that a lot, and again, you can get them from fauxmarketplace.com. I know you all appreciate my high tech here with the names of the websites. It's because I haven't figured out how to get the names printed across the video while I'm actually doing them. So, very fancy on a notepad, www.fauxmarketplace.com. And let's see if I had something else that came from Martin here. I probably do, but my table is a mess because I've got all this stuff in front of me. When it comes to other trowels, however, sorry, I got to lean in because they're in front of me. These are the 2 trowels that I use the most on job sites. This is a Japanese trowel, sometimes referred to as a penguin trowel because of the funny little shape. It looks a little like a penguin when you stand it upright. It's thin. It's very flexible. I use it for soft finishing plasters, not anything with a lot of grip because this blade is so thin that heavy gritted plasters will chew up the blade. And let's see, where do I get those from? Let's look at my little pad here, see if I can find the website because I wrote them all down because I'm that sort of organized. Give me a second here. Of course, now the papers are sticky. Yeah. Oh, yes. Here we go. www.artisticpaintingstudio.com. By the way, I wish my friends would have shorter websites. They're a little easier to write and get in one line because my handwriting's big. But again, www.artisticpaintingstudio.com. She carries these. She carries them in this size. She carries them in a small size that's about like this big, which is perfect for furniture. And then there is a bigger one that's about 2 inches bigger than this. I like the mid-size. I use it for everything except details on furniture. I know they're all backwards, Karen. It's because of the way the damn camera works. So I'm going to write it. Sorry, Chris. I'm going to write it all down and post it into this after I finish the live, and you'll have them all straight. I can't help it. I can't make the camera turn the things around. I'm such a genius doing this. My next favorite tool is called a Pavan. Pavan is an Italian trowel. It's heavier. It's got a beautiful beveled edge on it, and it's much stiffer. This is what I use for heavy gritted plasters because it won't chew up that edge. These are not as easy to find as they used to be. You can occasionally find them on eBay, but the other part of it is, let's see, I looked it up. They're made by Atova, and Atova's home website now is www.creative. Nope, sorry, that's the wrong one. Forgive me, that's Steve Wallace's. Sorry, got the right one now. Theirs is www.paintandplasters.com. Again, I promise I will turn, when I finish this video, I will turn it all around. I can't write in reverse to make it better right now. But they have the full line of Atova trowels. The best part of an Atova trowel is that it's got this beautiful beveled edge. It's heavier, so it doesn't want to get eaten up by coarse plasters. And I have to tell you, I've had this trowel for almost 20 years. If you look at the handle, it looks it. Never had to replace it. I don't like a thinner trowel for heavier plasters because I don't feel like I have as much control, but I always have this beautiful smooth surface, so if I need to slide it across something, I don't have any rivet marks or anything in it, and it works perfectly. Another vital trowel to me as a finisher, oh, I know most of you've seen these, a chip brush. Chip brushes are good for everything. They get into weird corners, you can dab at everything, and the crunchier and the older they get, the better they are, especially for dry brushing. I don't need to give you a website for these. You can get them in every paint store, every hardware store, every home supply store across the country, and they run anywhere from 25 cents for the teeny skinny ones to $1.25. They're really not expensive. What is expensive, however, is a badger brush. Now, this is a Whistler. They're made in the UK. They're almost impossible to get the Whistlers anymore. However, our friend Steve Wallace, who is at that other website I started to show you, creativepaintingspecialist.com, he has all kinds of beautiful badger brushes. I don't know if you can hear me with my face. I'm trying to get this in camera so that everybody can see it, even if it is in reversed. Hold the video up to a mirror. He has beautiful brushes. I've worked with his brushes. He's had them in class. I have been so impressed with how good his badger brushes are. And good badgers are really, really hard to find. And good badgers should last you a lifetime if you take care of them. For those who are not familiar with what a badger brush does, badger brushes are designed to very gently move glaze, where you take it just like this on the tip. You do not ever use this to paint with regular paint. Don't dip it in paint. Don't smear it around. Don't try to blend out regular paints with it. That's not, you'll just ruin the brush. It's not what it's designed for. This is specifically designed to manipulate glaze so that you get a beautiful soft fade. Let's see, what else am I at here? I've got a pile of stuff in front of me and I'm trying to remember what I didn't get. Oh, yes, here we go. My favorite little cleanup tool. Little tiny Q-tips. Now this looks like a regular size Q-tip until I hold a regular one up to it. These are called Super Slims. They're made by a company called Muji out of Japan. They have a store here. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Caroline, I see you're there too. Nice to see everybody. I have one last website. I hope I've got it in here. Okay. These come in plastic containers like this, so they stay really tidy. These are great for cleaning out weird details when you have a slight stencil bleed or you have something that's squished someplace, or even if you just need to tap something into a little tiny spot. Because they're so small, they're perfect for this. I keep a bunch of them in every travel kit that I go on a job with. They have saved my reputation more than once because I've been able to do stuff I shouldn't be able to do. I can't do it with my fingers. The site for that is Muji, www.muji.us/store/, and you just hit cotton swabs into it. They have other cotton swabs and they're black, but what you want is the slim cotton swabs. All of these tools have been pretty much the go-to in my work across the board. Yeah, I have a lot of other specialties tools. I have rollers, I have little things that do this, and I have little things that do this other stuff, but these are the go-tos. These are the things that everybody who does this sort of thing really should have. They're an investment. Some of them are super cheap, some of them are expensive. It's worth every penny you pay because these are the things that not only make your life easier on the job, but it makes you clean up easier, makes your transport of sticky, nasty stuff. So as I've shown you, there's all kinds of things. I don't think that there's a whole lot of anything else that is absolutely a requirement. I mean, oh, thanks, Tosh. Thank you. You know, I have masks, but everything else is kind of specialized to the job. These are the things that I would probably take with me every time I go out. Even if it's a painting job, I usually have a few trowels tossed in because God knows I could find a bad spot in the plaster. And yes, I do use my good trowels to clean up the plaster, because I'm a better hand with one of the better trowels than I am if I just use like a plain putty knife to do some repairs. Hey, Ram, I know you missed the beginning. I'm going to post this in a second. You'll see it. And then when I finish and sign off, I'll have all the websites listed. So everybody will get all of the information, since, as Karen reminded me, it's all backwards. But I want to say that, you know, everybody comes in and says, what do you have to have? What do you need? What to start the business? Well, obviously you need some good... Bye-bye, Ann. Thank you. I'm sure all of the longtime finishers who see this know this stuff by heart, but there's a lot of new people who come in, especially on the furniture forum, and don't know what they should have. Blue tape, it's a given. If you don't know what blue tape is, I guess I got a minute here. It's painter's tape. Even on furniture, you need painter's tape, because you'll find stuff that needs to be taped off so you have clean edges. Drop cloths, I don't think I need to show you what a drop cloth is. You know what it is. It's something you put under stuff to keep you from making a mess. So they're basics, but these are the tools that I have with me for every job. Any questions, any comments? If I'm boring you or if we're having fun, I'd like to hear. I'd also like to hear what you'd like to know more about. This is very impromptu today. I just happen to be sitting at my table, so there's a lot of ums going on with me as I try to figure out if there's anything else that I wanted to share today. I guess not. I think we're okay. It's been a good chat. I hope everybody enjoys this. Again, please feel free to ask me questions once I've posted this, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.